Greetings, everyone. There are some holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permit whose outcome for a general worker visa has been issued. Some have received a negative outcome, meaning that the application for a general worker visa after receiving the waiver has been rejected. Those rejections that we have seen are on the basis that one did not submit a certificate from SAQA, that is the South African Qualifications Authority, and the certificate from the Department of Labour. We have assisted some to appeal the decision based on Circular 7 of 2024, which said that holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permit no longer need a certificate from the South African Qualifications Authority and from the Department of Labour and Employment. Few have received the outcome of their appeals, and they've been rejected on the same basis that they did not provide the certificates. We think that the Department of Home Affairs is making a huge error in that you cannot issue Circular 7 of 2024 and say you have waived the required certificates, but then go on and reject an applicant on the very basis of what you have said you have removed. It cannot be correct. And we are surprised that even on appeal, the department is not correcting its mistake it did when it rejected the application for a general worker visa. So when appealing, we think that we'll be pointing out the mistakes of the Department of Home Affairs. Hence, in the appeal, we highlight the said directive. But again, that directive gets ignored, and the applicant gets rejected on appeal. But holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits, even if they've applied for a general worker visa or other visas and rejected, in our understanding, unless otherwise, it does not suspend their use of the ZEP, because the court judgment, or in line with the court judgment, say Directive 15 of 2024 says ZEP is valid until 28 November 2025. So we're calling on those that have been rejected that they should not panic. As we said some few days ago, that according to the directive by the minister, is that consultations are to take place with the holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits on the impact the decision to discontinue with the ZEP is having on them. This consultation has not started as far as we understand, because we have not heard any ZEP holder saying that they've been consulted. We suspect that each holder of a ZEP won't receive an email, and each individual must state in the process of consultation, must state their own circumstances. For the Department of Home Affairs to then make a decision based on individual cases. In other words, we expect that after hearing from holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permit holders, after hearing from the holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits and the other stakeholders that will be consulted, the Department of Home Affairs would, one, make a decision based on one's circumstances, or two, make a collective decision on ZEP holders. This is why in our last video we said we hold the view that holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permits should be granted permanent residence. But that, of course, should happen after the consultation has concluded, as indicated in the directive issued by the minister. So we do not think that holders of ZEP who have been rejected or the applications have been rejected should panic on the basis that their bank accounts will be closed. Yes, the interpretation from the employers would be different, because an employer will now, because if the employer was shown a receipt that an application was done, then the employer demands to see the outcome, and the outcome is a rejection. Some employers might struggle to reconcile the rejection letter and the directive, and Directive 15 of 2024. But under normal circumstances, the directive must take precedence to any outcome that is negative. So we hope that such individuals that have received, even on appeal, negative outcomes should not panic until the entire process of consultation is done and a pronouncement is made by the Department of Home Affairs. But meanwhile, the holder of a ZEP is allowed to remain in the Republic of South Africa until 28th of November 2025, pending a new decision by the minister based on the consultations. Please like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you are on TikTok, please do follow us. Otherwise, goodbye.